And now after the station has authenticated with the AP, that's the layer 1 authentication with the AP, the next step is for it to associate with an access point. Okay, so after layer 1 auth, next comes association. Okay, so when a client associates, it becomes the member of a BSS. As I said, there's an access point here. This is the basic service set of an access point, the coverage area basically, in short. Now when a client associates with an access point, okay, it becomes the part of the BSS, right? So association means that the client station can now send data through the AP onto the wired medium. So it basically is capable to send. Association simply means client is capable to send traffic through the access point. Now I'm saying capable, I'm not saying it will. It will or will not depends on the layer 2 authentication which will happen, whether it will pass the authentication or not pass the authentication, right? So from let me compare this from the wired side. Layer 1 auth was what? Plug in the cable, right, onto the laptop and the switch. Okay, that was layer 1 auth. Now association is the laptop is assigned a VLAN number 10, for example. Okay, now the client from the Wi-Fi side, it is equivalent to association. Now the client is capable to send traffic through the AP onto the wired side. Okay, if it associates, fine. Whether it will able to do that or not, it depends on the layer 2 auth which will happen after this, right? I hope this makes sense. It's a simple process. The client sends an association request to the AP, and AP sends an association response to the client, basically granting or denying association. Now if it grants the association, then there's something called a unique identifier that the client gets, called the association identifier. Now this is important, understand this. This plays a called an AID. This is for every client that associates with an access point. Okay, now this is sent in the body of the association for response that goes from the AP to the client. Okay, this is the client, this is the access point. Now this the benefit of AID comes in power management. Okay, I won't go in detail here because this has greatly been discussed in the fundamentals course also again, but but how it happens is, in case when an AP sends a beacon, this is, by the way, there's a field in beacon called the traffic indication map. Okay, in traffic indication map, when an AP has some buffer traffic for the sleeping clients, okay, the AP sends the AID in this TIM field. So let's say my client number 1 is sleeping, so I will send out the AID of client number 1 in my TIM field. Now when a client, and let's say my AID of client number 2 also was sleeping, for example. Now in the TIM field, AID 1 and AID 2 are there, which means the clients have to wake up. They know that there's some buffered traffic with the AP for them. That's why AID becomes very important in the Wi-Fi world, because the APs use that to tell the clients that you need to wake up. I've got some buffered data for you which I need to send to you. Okay, that's why association and association ID becomes very important. Now once this is successful, the access is granted. That's when you go ahead and then do layer 2 auth, and that's when you go ahead and do DSCP after that. If everything is successful, that's when you start sending out traffic later on, right? This is what association is all about. So try to connect this with the wired side. It's like getting assigned a VLAN, as simple as that, right? Okay, cool. We'll move on to the next video. I'll talk about some states of authentication and association. That will be a quick video, and we'll just spend a couple of minutes on understanding that also.